So I have read around on the internet the questions you have apparently looked up because you came across this video. I am here to help. The question is, as you could have told by the title, what is FLAC, F-L-A-C, and is it better than MP3? Is it like, oh my gosh, I have to have it, I have to have that, I don't want to stream it any other thing other than FLAC and blah 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 blah? Well, let's find out. According to CNET.com, at one point, FLAC was only used for pirators, illegal downloaders, who are looking for DRM or digital copyright management free songs, and MP3 were usually DRM protected, where basically if you bought a song off of iTunes and you transferred it to another computer, that computer would have to have that same iTunes account on it to be able to use it. There's just a whole ton of things to make it that you can only use it on that one device that you bought it for, or music player that you bought it for, whatever you want, so that they make more money that way. It's a big ripoff. Easy to get around it, but FLAC was at one point the only one. But also, I do want to start out by talking about FLAC in layman's terms, or stupid people terms, if you're one of those people. Leave a like on this video. So if you ever have downloaded songs off the internet, or listen to a song on YouTube, in the lower qualities 360p and under, you can hear that there is some distortion or part of a song that sounds off that you can notice, like if there's a bass part of the song, you can hear it sounds a little wobbly, like it's not like bass, it's just a wobble that's not good. And that is the case with some MP3s if they're in low quality, where they're 96 kilobytes per second or less. Usually with 196 or above, it's harder to tell unless you have like high or end audio equipment than like $20, $30 headphones, or the headphones that came included with your device. But if they get any lower than the original MP3's starting point, let's say you have an MP3 that you downloaded off of a website you bought from the original person off of their CD, but they loaded it onto their CD at 192 kilobits per second. If it gets any lower than 192 kilobits per second, there is going to be something wrong with it you're going to hear. Same thing as if you do it where it gets lower than the 300, if the song's 320 kilobits per second, let's say that's the original. Let's say you took it from the person who made the song. He made it at 320 kilobits per second. He put it on a CD. I hope you guys know what CDs are, but he put it on a CD for you, or he put it online for you, and your internet wasn't fast enough, or you wanted it fast, so you downloaded or took it off the CD at 192 kilobits per second. Well, you're wondering, will that actually do anything? And the answer is no. Well, the answer is yes. You can hear a little bit of an issue with the song if you listen with good enough headphones. You can hear it is a little bad. So most of the music distributed on CDs are FLACs at the format where you compress them to a lower CD or a lower frame rate, like a 192 kilobit per second MP3, it'll sound fine. So when music producers put their songs on CDs or online to get out to the people, to the retailers selling the CD, like they want to get out their song, let's say it's, for example, a rap song, and you know someone who wants to just get out the song. Plain and simple, he made the song, he wants to get out the song, let's say it's one of these famous rappers, I don't know, let's just say Chance the Rapper's song. So he sells a song on iTunes. So iTunes has its own format just because it has its own format. And, well, since iTunes has its own format, so how they get to have it sound excellent is not because it's 256 kilobits per second sound. It is because they take the FLAC, they're sent the FLAC file, and it is sent to the sent to iTunes. iTunes puts it in their format to be read by their MP3 player, by their phones. But other than that, it's sent in FLAC, so it gets the highest audio quality you can get. So if you compress it at all, at any point, the compression sounds good. So if I took a FLAC file, and I have a couple FLAC files just because they were for free, and I took it to 192 kilobits per second, I played it to you guys, you wouldn't really hear a difference. Like if I played the 320 kilobit per second and the 192, all taken from the FLAC, so they're all from the original file, they would sound almost identical, or you wouldn't be able to hear them too well. Apart from each other, there wouldn't be too much distortion. There would be none actually at all. Now, if you have recorded a zip file or opened one up, in any case at all, I'm assuming you probably have at one point or another, you can do this for pictures, any MP3. So you take a picture, an album that you have, but you want to make it so that it sends as one file. So you send it as a zip file, you have a zip file sent to you. So that zip file, as it's sent to you, it's sent in the best format it can, and when it unzips, it's sent back in the original quality. So that's what FLACs are. It's where you put them on a CD, you get them sent to you, or you have the file uploaded online. You can download it. It's downloaded at the original quality. Then if you put it at 320 kilobits per second, if you want to download it that way, or 192, then it'll sound, I wouldn't say original, but it'll sound so close to it. It's like you're unzipping. It's like you're taking a zip file and you're opening it up and you're looking at the files that way. It's just not that. It's hard, not so easy to notice the difference. But then you can, but at the same time, it's like not so noticeable that it's worth it at all. But you really can think of it that way. So if you do take the bitrate, as I've been saying, 320 kilobits per second is the highest MP3 format that you can get. FLACs get 24-bit, 192 kilohertz. I don't know what that converts to, but I'm assuming that converts to like a ton of different. I'm assuming it gets 320 times 16. I'm assuming that's a lot. That really is. I just would assume that. Let's open up my phone here and do some calculations. That gets you 5,120 kilobits per second, or more. I'm assuming it's not that high, but it gets you a ton more sound. And the problem that I really have with switching over, and not really me personally, but people have in general. I personally would switch over if every song had a FLAC format that you can download for use. So most people have a problem because the 320 kilobit MP3s, and I have a ton of those from a while ago, from a couple years ago, they are all 10 megabytes or so. Some of them can be 13 megabytes, but they're all relatively, the average is 10 megabytes, and the average FLAC format that I have seen is 26 megabytes. I have seen one that actually went up to 76 megabytes. That was one that was like I think original quality FLAC. That was 76 megabytes, so they get really high. So I did some sort of comparison. It's just so much you need to take in. But if you want to listen to FLAC, to be able to listen to it and get the best quality sound, like if you're really into all the best quality and you want FLACs and you think your music files are good for that, so you want to be sure that your DAC or digital audio converter, like if you have a stereo system, that stereo lump, that whole big stereo thing, or the little tiny stereo that connects your speakers to each other. That DAC that you have, or in your computer or your phone, the DAC you have is compatible to play FLAC 20. You have to see what the bit rate it can play at to see if it has the quality to be able to play FLAC, if it's actually worth it, or if it's just worth it to get 320 kilobit per second sound. So with that, you need a quality DAC, digital audio converter, which is what your phone, your headphone jack on your phone or your computer or your stereo system, or however you're listening to however you're sending the music out through, like whatever you have your headphones plugged into, your speakers plugged into, or the Bluetooth device you're connected to has to have that DAC, but also your speakers need to be good. Like I have the $20 pair of headphones, and really the sound on that from my ZT Z Max Pro is fine. I can tell the difference between the two. It's not so easy to tell the difference, but like if you listen to it like if you concentrate on it, you can hear a difference on normal sound. But if you do want to need a DAC that's capable of playing 24-bit FLACs, so the phones right now that really can do it is the G5, LG V10, and LG V20. And I don't know what other phones can support it as of this point, but as of the moment of this video that I'm recording it, as of February 16, 2017, the phones that are out, LG G5, V10, V20 are the ones that I know of. If you want to use a computer to listen to FLAC, you need a high quality DAC capable of playing the files and at the highest quality. So most DACs that you're going to get shouldn't plug straight into your headphone jack itself. You need to plug into USB so that the USB can send the file over. It's like a USB stick. You take that and you put it into another computer. It reads it as if it was the original file. So it's the same thing. You plug your USB in, send it over to your DAC thing, whatever the DAC is that you want to use that's capable of playing it, and it plays it from there like it's the original computer, and then it sends it out to your. You need high quality speakers, and you also. There's just so much to take in with this. So you need a high quality DAC capable of playing the files at the highest quality. Then you need speakers. I did a video on the Altec Lansing Life Jacket 2 and the Harman Kardon Onyx Studio 2, and now the Studio 3 is out. Sounds mind-blowing. If I wish I was able to play DAC through FLAC through it, but I don't have like a whole capable blah blah blah, so it's not really too worth it. I'm actually going to try it on the Onyx 2 actually, and well, let me tell you this: they are fully capable of playing. Well, at least my Altec Lansing Life Jacket 2, the portable speakers capable of playing it. So there are speakers out there that are capable of playing it. It just depends on your audio equipment that you're using to broadcast the music, send the music out to that speaker. Now, the huge major difference with this FLAC that I personally sort of switched over. I would never switch over a ton of music at a time. Now, so if you have a ton of music, you're going to have a ton of space, because as I mentioned, all MP3s are average 10 megabytes per second, 10 megabytes, like 8 to 13 megabytes approximately for 320 kilobits per second, and the FLAC is approximately 26 megabytes. So you're going to need a ton of space. So if you have over 10,000 songs, all FLAC, then with 25 megabytes of 10,000 songs, if each one was 25 megabytes, some are more, some are less, so I average out to 25 megabytes. I'm assuming with the music you get nowadays, but some are all like 76 megabytes, 80 megabytes, 50 megabytes. Some are lower because they're not really FLAC, but they just do it to make it sound as best as they can, better than MP3, which some of them actually are, even if they're not FLAC, even if they weren't originally FLAC, to sound better as the FLAC than the MP3. And really, if you have 10,000 songs at 25 megabytes, you're going to need 256 gigabytes of space for 10,000 songs. Now, if you're going to convert over to FLAC, you're going to definitely be an audiophile. You're going to like music. You're going to want music. You're going to need 250 gigabytes of space. Now, most average computers come with 500 to 1 terabyte worth of space, or 1,000 gigabytes worth of space, which is a terabyte. And it's going to come out that you're going to be using up either a half of the space of the computer, which will be a ton if you have 500, if it's only 500 gig hard drive. You're going to need to invest in at least one terabyte backup external hard drive, maybe even 2 terabytes. And with 10,000 songs at 8 megabytes, the average, as I'm saying here, would just be 80 gigabytes. So that's a ton less. So you're going to need money for all this, for the audio equipment, unless you already have some of the audio equipment that you got. And then you're just going to need this, and like you got the audio equipment for a present or something, or you got it for free somehow. So you're going to need the audio. You're going to need money for the storage, and that can come out to like $80. I mean, I know that doesn't seem like a lot, but $80 for 2 terabytes of storage is not so much. But if you rack it up, you're going to have to spend tons of money. So all in all, it will require a high quality audio system, along with, as I would recommend, 2 terabytes of space, so you're not going to think of running out for 20,000 songs. I'm assuming you're not going to probably have 20,000 songs at first, which is 500 gigabytes. So 40,000 songs is 1 terabyte. So 40,000 songs. So for 2 terabytes, you're going to have 80,000 songs. And I personally haven't reached 80,000 songs yet. Definitely not. And you're just going to not have to worry for a while. And then eventually when you do, you're going to have the money to be able to spend on more storage. So you're going to have more storage at that point already, I would assume. So if you did enjoy this video and think it to be helpful, then it would be nice if you left a like. Also, comment down below with your question. If you could, please share with a friend if they're wondering the same question. Also, make sure to subscribe, and as always, enjoy the rest of your day.